Hey guys, it's me, Professor Brown, and I am going to respond to the questions in the discussion for the psychophysiological effects of yoga on stress in the college student. So I'm going to share my screen. This is what your assignment looks like. Okay. So I'm scrolling down the page, and here are the discussion prompts. So the first question is, what is the overall message of the psychological effects of yoga on stress in the college student? So I'm going to stop my share there. So the overall message is that yoga has benefits for students, that yoga can decrease stress, can aid in mental focus, and can help students relax. Okay, so that's pretty much what I got out of it. And oh, it also improves mood. Now, if you notice here in this article on the very top, there's something that says abstract, and the abstract usually tells you like, a brief summary of what the article's about. Okay, so let me go forward, answer the next question. So do the authors Magnes, Narani Tripathi, Sunny Kumari, and Tiki Sham Ganpat support the claims that they make about yoga and stress? If so, where do they do so in the article? So do they support their claims? Well, they use, what I'm going to say is they use footnotes, okay? Like, for instance, on page 1 in the first paragraph where it says introduction, right? It says about 40 to 50% of college students are physically inactive, right? I want to know where they got that from, but if you keep going down, because that's a statistic, so it has to be cited, it has a number 1. So if you turn the page, right, you see where it says references, and number 1 is an article in American College Health 2005, and it's called A Meta-Analysis of College Students' Physical Activity and Behaviors. I would prefer if they use a direct quotation. They use a lot of paraphrases and not a lot of direct quotations. So what is your favorite section from the psychophysiological effects of yoga on stress in the college student? Okay, well, my favorite part is on page 1, at the bottom where it says yoga, and it talks about like participation in physical activities on a regular basis as one of the primary factors in maintaining sound health in modern society. That paragraph, I like it that it talks about the Yoga Sutras by Patanjali, and it says the traditional expressions of yoga as a lifestyle is firmly rooted in and committed to the classic text. And it talks about some classic texts, and one of it mentions is the Yoga Sutra by Patanjali, right? And it talks about the 8 limbs of yoga, which I'm down with. And then it says, in more specific, the 8 limbs are of great interest to yogis who seek to adhere to yoga as a physiological foundation for life, rather than solely a physical practice. And then it says number 4, and then I'm looking at the references, and it says this is physiological activity and its associations with socio-demographic characteristics, dietary patterns, and perceived academic stress in students attending college in Puerto Rico. And this is from the Puerto Rico Science and Health 2013 academic journal. So I wish they would, have like more of a direct quotation, but that was my favorite part. And the last question is, what part of the psychophysiological effects of yoga on stress in college students do you not like? The part that I did not like was all the times that it kept talking about girls, right? It talked about how on page 1 in introduction, it says in female undergraduates with primary dysmenorrhea. Oh, I have to practice saying that word, right? Well, how come it doesn't talk about male students? And then on that next column, where it says yoga, it says, along with aerobics and dance, yoga is one of the most famous physical activities that college girl students would like to prefer as a choice, right? I don't know. When I was a college student, I didn't prefer it, right? And I wrote sexist. I want to know, what do male students prefer, right? It's talking a lot about what girls do. And, I want to hear about male students too. So overall, I wish that this article had more direct quotations to support its claims. And that's the main thing I wish about it. And I like all the sources that it showed, all its sources. So thank you. And that is my video. Now, your video does not have to be as long as mine. Yours can be shorter, okay? Or you can write out your responses.